Hello friends, in today's video we will be seeing how to grow the giant tomatillo. Now before we move on to this video of growing giant tomatillos, and if you've not already seen it, I'd like to remind you that we've posted a video earlier about growing tomatillos. You can click on the link on your screen right now to watch this video. It gives a lot of insight on growing tomatillos in general. So these are our tomatillo seeds from robsraregiantseeds.com, and these seeds are really good. I have not bought from this dealer before, but the seeds were of really good quality. So out of all the seed starting techniques that I've used, I think the most cost effective and easy solution is to use these seed pellets. What you basically do is just immerse them in water, let them expand to their full size, and then start planting the seeds in it. Remember to get the larger size seed pellets. I'll provide a link in my video description as well for you to buy these seed pellets. And just make a little hole on the top. You don't need to really make a big hole, just enough for the seeds to settle down. And then just drop in 2 seeds in each seed pellet. Now some people like putting 1 seed as well, but I wasn't sure of the germination rates for these seeds, so I just went on the safe side and put 2 seeds. I anyway had a lot of seeds to use for this season. So once you've planted the seeds, don't forget to label the seeds. I think that's a common mistake that a lot of us do. So the seeds should germinate in about 7 days or so, but they need to be kept in a greenhouse or indoors in a sunny location for about 4 weeks. And now let's plant these in the ground as well as in containers. I usually spread out my plants in both containers and the ground, and that's how it needs to go. It just needs to be that much deep. And since the roots have already started growing out of this pellet, I'm just gonna plant it right in the ground just like that. The pellet cover will decompose over time, so you don't have to worry about it. So I've staked this tomatillo plant with the same stakes that I've been using for my tomatoes and eggplants, and it's done a great job so far supporting all of these plants. So as the tomatillo plant grows, you got to have a lot of nutrition provided for the plant, especially nitrogen in the earlier phases. So you can use a lot of manure, compost, or if you're using balanced fertilizers, all of them work pretty well. This is the other tomatillo plant growing in a container. Now in the previous season when I harvested tomatillos, I learned that tomatillo plants cannot pollinate their own flowers, which means that it will pollinate but with flowers from other tomatillo plants, which means that you need to plant at least 2 or 3 tomatillo plants to get a decent fruit production. Now in my previous season I did grow tomatillos, just one, and it did produce a lot of tomatillos. I don't know how, but in this season and for this tomatillo plant, I made sure that I planted at least 3 plants so that there are sufficient flowers available for pollination. So as you can see, we are now harvesting our giant tomatillos, and they are significantly larger than the tomatillos that are of regular size. And I think growing giant tomatillos are a better value for the space that you're growing in compared to the small tomatillos, because although the plant doesn't produce a lot of tomatillos, the tomatillos that it produces are pretty big in size. So let's look at this tomatillo. This is one of the largest ones I got, and this is actually as big as a tomato or maybe even a small green pepper. And these giant tomatillos are just as flavorful as the smaller tomatillos and a lot easier to handle. So that's how a harvest looks like. It's very late in the season here. I actually started these plants very late. I hope to start them sooner next season. but it's a pretty decent harvest, and it's definitely usable at least a few times if you get this kind of harvest, let's say every few days. So I hope you like this video. Happy gardening.